Can you ever imagine a website without validations? I know you can't, and neither can I. Validations are the most important part when it comes to website building. So in this video, we will be learning about how to validate the forms in Laravel with almost no logics that we need to write. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to another video on Laravel series. This is Neha from Webstack, and if you are new here, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and the bell icon to get the latest video updates from me. So let's dig into it. As we have already gone through the CRUD operations in Laravel, and if you have not seen that videos, I'll provide the link in the description box below, and you can also find it on the screen. So talking about validations, it is the most important aspect of web development, and in the market, no website can just bear this loss of not providing the validations in the form, because today's world, the security is the major concern. So in the last videos also, we were using this form to insert the values into our database, but we didn't validate it. So in case if the user is not providing the values, then it will obviously throw an error because the database cannot take the null values. So I need to validate the data from the user before entering it into the database. That is what is expected from every website. So now if I talk about validations, there are two types of validations. One is called client-side, another is called server-side validations. Client-side validations, as we have already seen, that is provided by the browser, and there are various properties provided by HTML5, as I can show you here. Like if I make this field name as compulsory for the user, so I need to provide the HTML5 attribute within this text box that is called required. So this field will make the user to enter the value. Without entering, he cannot just click on that submit button and cannot move to the next page. So that means now if I click this add button, oops, I didn't refresh the page. Just let me refresh it. Now, if I refresh the page and I click on this add button, it will give me an error message or a pop-up saying that please fill out this field. That means this is called client-side validation, and this is working fine. So why do we need a second layer of validation? Let's see, there is a loophole. So that loophole is if the user just opens this developer tool and he just clicks on this text box, here you can see there is a property called required. If that person or the user removes it, now if I click on the add button, that means certainly that validation has gone and the user will be redirected to the next page. Let's try it. So if I click on this add button now, I am getting the error. That means the user has surpassed that validation rule. So this is the drawback of using the client-side validation. I'm not saying that client-side validation is not appropriate or it is not good for the website. Obviously, you must provide the client-side validation as well, but there should be a second layer of security also. That will be provided by server-side validation. So for server-side validation, Laravel is the best framework that provides you the most prominent and efficient methods to validate your data. So now you don't need to write that long codes of applying logics, if else and everything. You just need to write the rule and your validation is done. So let's see how to do that in Laravel. So now Laravel provides a unique class, or you can say a unique feature to provide the validations with the help of the basic controllers. So basic controller file is already provided in your project when you create it. So if you go to the controllers directory, you can find the controller.php file. Inside it, we can see that there is some class written as validate request. That means this will be used by Laravel to provide the validations. So let's go inside this product controller, because what happens when I click on this add button to insert the data into the database, then it will call this controller for this product, that is prod controller, and it will call the store method, and this is the code to insert the data into the table, which we have already discussed in the previous videos. The link is provided in the description box and you can also find it on the screen. So now one point to note is that we are not sending the data after verifying it. So we need to provide validation before sending this data here. So here we will provide the validation rules. And to provide validation rules, I'll be using this object called request. Request object will be using a method called validate. This method will contain all the validation rules which you want to apply, and you have to provide here an array of the rules. So let's say I want to apply the rule of for this name that the value is required. So user has to enter the value. It cannot be left as blank. So to apply that rule, you have to write the attribute name and then you have to provide the rule. And the rule name is called required. The validation field is already provided by Laravel. I'll be telling you that in some time. So let's provide the description also, that required field, that means validation. So I'll provide required validation here, and then in the price field also I'll provide the same validation, that is called required. Required. And now let us refresh this page again. And just I will click without entering the values. Let's say I do not enter the value in the name and the price. Let's try to click add and you will see it has refreshed the page. So what happened exactly there is that Laravel validate method will check for the rules, and if the validation fails, it will bounce back to the previous page. And our previous page was this create form only. So whenever I'm clicking on this add method, instead of going to the next page, it is redirecting to the previous page, that is our form. So now that means the user is not able to move to the next page. Now we want that the error messages should be displayed properly on this form. So to display the error messages, Laravel provides an object that is called $errors. So in the form, let's say I want to display the errors at the top of the form for the time being. So let's write the blade syntax for print, and I will be writing here, let's say $errors. So this is an object which is available with every file. So you can use this variable inside any file in Laravel. This is a global object, you can say. So now if I just refresh this page again and see this coming, that is an array brackets, because we have not written any if else condition, so that will be available. So now if I click on this add button, you can see we got the error. So what just happened? Where all these messages are coming from? So here is the Laravel magic, that it provides all these validation messages and all the types of validations already with it. So we just need to use them and we need to render it on our pages. Now that I need to print these error messages on my website below these text boxes in a particular format, like in red color or red text box. So to do that, we need to print that particular message by writing the division below this part of the text box. So I will create a division here. Let's say it's a div tag. Now inside this division, I will be providing the class that is alert danger. So this is a bootstrap class which will be used to display your error messages in a more easy to look at, like error messages way it will be displaying. So now here I need to write the message. To write the message, we need to use the particular error message from that all method. Because we are getting all the errors in this error object, now we need to fetch only the error for the name field. So I need to provide a method that is known as first. This first will actually take the first message from that error messages array. So it will take the first message for this property which we are specifying inside it, that is name. So it will fetch the message for the first property, that is name. And now if I click refresh this page, And if I click on this add method, then you can see I'm getting a beautiful red color box with the text written as the name field is required. So similarly, the same thing I'll do for every text field. That is, I'll just copy paste this division in every text field here, like in below the text area and then below this price text box. Now if again you click on the page, that means you are refreshing it. Now let's suppose I'm writing the description but I'm not writing the name and price, and I click on add. So it's saying name field is required. That means I have done something wrong. That is, we have not provided the description and the price attributes here. So I need to provide the attribute description, and here I need to provide the attribute as price. So that's it. Now again refresh the page and just provide the name and click on add, and it will give you the error in the description field is required. Let's say I click on this developer tools, and now if I refresh this page, so here I'm not getting any division, but if I just click on this element that is name, so below it you can see that we are already getting the division for alert message. But we are not getting any error messages right now. User has not clicked on that button, but still we are getting this division inside this form. So that means we need to remove this, and this division should only be available whenever you are getting error message for that field. So to do that, what we can do is we can write a if statement here. So I can write the blade template like if, and inside if I can write $errors. Let's write $errors, and then I can write the method called same method, that is first, and here name. So if there is any error for this name, then only it will just display this division, otherwise it will not be displaying the divisions. So let's copy paste this thing for every field. So I'll be copy pasting it for every field. Let's do it, and after that here you need to write the description, and here you need to write price. Now if we refresh the page, then you can check, if I click on the element, now you can check there is no division below it. But if I click on this button add, after that we can see that the division class danger has been added with the error message. So now Blade also provides one more method to decrease the amount of coding you are doing. So instead of this if statement and this $errors object, you can also write the Blade directive that is called at the rate error, and inside it you can give the attribute name. So the attribute name here is say description. So let's write description. So this will actually work as if the error for description has been found, then it will just display that, and I will write end error here. Then it will just display this division for the class danger. And instead of writing this $errors object, we will simply write a property that is known as message. So this property $message will actually store the error message, and it will display in on the screen. So we will be using this $message whenever we are using the blade directive error. So let's try it out first, and then we will copy paste it for every field. Let's just refresh this page, and if I don't provide the description, because we have provided that in description only, so if I click on add, there is a number. So let's give a number here. And if I click on add, I'll get the message, the same error message with the help of this blade directive as well. So this makes our task much more easier. So I'll be using this @error everywhere. So Blade is a templating engine which makes your work much more easier. Now let me just try it once. If it is working all fine, I'll be providing name as let's say tablet, And then in description, I'll not provide anything, and I will not provide anything in the price as well. So yes, I'm getting the error messages. Moving towards other message fields and where this message of error is coming from. So let's see where is it coming from. So there is a file in your Laravel directory that is called validation.php. So in this file, you can see there are every validation message provided to you. As you can see here, it is written, following language lines contains the default error messages used by the validator class. Some of these rules have the multiple versions as well. So we can tweak this, each of the messages given here. So there are messages for validations like accepted, after, alpha, array. There is also validations provided for Boolean. We can also check for number, date, confirmed. Then we can check for greater than as well, and greater than equal to. We can check for email. So I would just suggest you to go through this file and check for all the kind of validations provided. If I check the field for required, so which we were using in this program, so let's see. Okay, so as you can see in this required field, the error message is already there. So we are getting the same error message in the browser. We are getting the description field is required. That means this colon attribute is nothing but a variable which will actually fetch your attribute name. So the attribute name we have already provided here in our forms with the name attribute. So this attribute will be taken and that will be replaced by this column attribute. So isn't it so easy and interesting in Laravel to write the validations? So now let's see if I need to apply some more validations inside it. So if you need to apply multiple validations, you need to provide it by writing this OR operator. Now let me just remove this. Yeah, so in this OR operator, you can provide n number of validations you want. Let's say I want that minimum length should be equals to 3 and the maximum characters that are allowed will be say 10, just for an example. Then in the description, let's say I want the description to be minimum of, or let's say we set a maximum limit that will be 255, or in the price, let's say I will write one more, let's say greater than 500 rupees, something like that. So I have applied some validations like required, then minimum, maximum, then greater than. You can also apply less than if you want. Let's check for the validations now. If I refresh the page again and I give the name as say YU, and in the description I'm writing something this, let's say the price I'm writing is less than 500, that is 200. Now if I click on add button, it is giving me a error that name must be at least 3 characters long and the price must be greater than 500. So I think that really makes up for using this Laravel framework, because we are not needed to write the error messages by ourselves. The error messages are already provided and the validation rules are also provided. What else one needs? And also you can customize the error messages. As you can see, there is a array called as custom. So this custom method is used to actually specify your own error messages for these rules. So if I need to change the, let's say the error message for the required, so I'll be writing required, and the attribute name you need to specify on which attribute you want to apply this error message. So let's say I want to apply it to, let's say description. For the time being, let's choose description here. And here you can write the custom message that like description field can't be, oops, can't be null. So you can provide this value, and when you refresh the page and you click on this add button, so you can check the description field can't be null is getting displayed instead of the name field is required. That means the error message can be customized also if you want, and you can specify that in the custom array, which is also provided in validation.php, and you can mention the attribute name and then the custom message. So here comes the to-do task for you all, that if I need to provide my own validation rules, so how can you create those rules in Laravel? Please let me know in the comment section below. I will surely look into it and will provide the solution in the next video. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. And do let me know in the comment section below the to-do task which I have given in this video. So see you in the next video.